The reason we do the reflex drills, which is what we're going to learn now for each lesson, is so that we can understand the way in which the movements that we've studied are related to one another. The clinch is related to managing the distance. How? That when the distance becomes cleavable or changeable by me and is managed to a close distance as opposed to staying far, and I'm avoiding mid, right? When I manage that distance closely, how do I do it? What's my technique? What's my skill set for managing a close distance? When we're standing, it's the clinch. When we're standing, it's the clinch. Once the clinch has been established, do I want to stay there forever and then allow the person to escape and regain the far distance, which I just worked hard to manage previously? No. I want to take the fight into my world. My world's the ground because I'm a jiu-jitsu guy. Our world here that we train for is the grappling world. Sometimes grappling doesn't happen on the ground. As soon as we touch, we're grappling. So if we're clinched when we're standing, we're grappling. But we're more comfortable and we can employ the greatest variety of skills that we've studied and learned once we get the opponent or the attacker to the ground. So the closing the distance is related to the clinch in that way. The clinch is related to the leg hook takedown. And once we get to the leg hook takedown and the opponent's on the ground, we want to establish the dominant position, right? That's the philosophy that we're looking to apply here in the way we manage the entire fight. We want to establish the dominant position and maintain it, control it. So this reflex drill takes elements of lesson 6, which is the clinch, and the leg hook takedown, and combines it with elements of this lesson, lesson 7, managing the distance, closing the distance, and then finally goes all the way back to lessons 1 and 2, where we're looking at potential ways that people could escape, and in lesson 2, how we cover the mount and maintain and control the mount, positional control, right? Hips and hands, back hook in, front knee open, stiff arm, wide and low base, Superman drill with the hips heavy and the knees barely touching the ground, low swim, high swim, all that stuff, right? So let's get to the mount by working from our feet to the ground, because this is a pretty realistic simulation of how that fight would go anyway. Here's the drill. We start facing each other. One person's the aggressor. This time it's Nathan. We always measure whenever we do this drill. Just for practice, we measure, because every time we measure, it teaches us a range. It teaches us a range. You may or may not know it, but your eyes are getting used to how long his arm is. And when you touch, that connection you establish also shows you how long your arm is. And then your eyes see from how far it is to your hand, to shoulder, to this, to that, and everything becomes connected. And then you just know after you do this maybe a couple thousand times. That's why we're here to practice, right? So let's measure up, give ourselves that opportunity. And now I stay the jiu-jitsu guy and he becomes the aggressor. And now we go. 1, 2, 3. Connect. From the connect, I've closed the distance, I clinch. He's going to test my clinch for 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. And then we move to the leg hook takedown. Remember, setup step. Back hook in, hands down, knee down. Last knee trails through, and I go low and wide. Mount. Stand at the base, help up my partner. Now he becomes the jiu-jitsu guy and I become the aggressor. We measure. I become the aggressor. 1, 2, 3. Clinch. Test the clinch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Setup step. Leg hook takedown. Keeps himself safe. Hands, then knees. And establishes the mount low and wide. All right? That's the drill. One more time. Carlos, you want to help me out? You're the aggressor. So we measure first, and then you become the aggressor. And here we go. 1, 2, 3. Clinch. Test it for 5 seconds. And leg hook takedown. Setup step. Low and wide. Okay, his turn. Ready? You're the jiu-jitsu guy. We measure. I aggress. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Test the clinch. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg hook takedown. And mount. Great. Okay, that's the drill. One more thing we can learn from this, let me ask Nathan to help me, is that if we're ever in a situation where we don't have this time to like square up and fight, you know, old style, right, or something, we don't want to get into being pugilists. You guys who are watching the video that aren't here, look up pugilist. Great word. Old-fashioned word for boxer, striker. So that's not what we do. We're jiu-jitsu people. And the Gracie Jiu-Jitsu recipe is the same when the scenario changes. So maybe we're in a crowded spot and we're just kind of talking. And Nathan is the aggressor. And the conversation gets a little out of control and I see that he starts to strike. I close. Same thing. Cover the head and I take my step and I connect and I clinch. Hey, calm down, buddy. Calm down, right? Just get the guy calm. And if you have to, leg hook takedown, go to the ground, control the mount, let's see what happens. Okay? Same scenario from a conversation. Suddenly turns bad, standing talking, nope, clinch. Make sense? Okay. We need to see the drill again, you guys got it?
Sure.
Measure up, 1, 2, 3. Clinch. Test it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Leg hook takedown. Mount. Switch. Good?
Sure.
Okay, let's give it a try.